Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-credit show for February 24th.
What day is it?
February 24th, 2018. It's in the title of the video, okay? It's also on my page. I still didn't write it down.
This one is too, but you didn't.
I put a line. That means everything up here is useless.
Not really.
I used to do that in
my... It kind of repeats.
I used to do this in my notes at school. You'd go like this, and anything above the line was just you didn't have to remember anymore. So, welcome to the post-credit show where we talk about movies we've played, games we've watched.
You can play a movie.
You can play a movie.
You can play a movie.
Blu-ray disc.
And you can watch a game.
You can definitely watch a game. Either way, games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd stuff we've done. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
I'm Brian.
It's in any order we want.
Do you want to flip a coin to see who talks first, or you just want me to go? All right, I'll go.
I told you that was my...
We will follow you, oh great leader.
No good. First up, a little bit of Injustice 2 with the Ninja Turtles working their way in.
I witnessed it.
I've been playing.
That's cool.
I kind of wanted to see how they played, and then at the same time, the PC got Hellboy later than everybody else, so I got to play as him for a bit too, just to kind of see how Hellboy plays. He is a heavy hitter.
Any preference?
Ninja Turtles, and honestly, as a Ninja Turtle, the whatever button you want to call the rightmost button, depending on which console you're playing. No, like
circle,
on this
square.
B, for instance.
Circle.
Yes. I haven't played on a PlayStation in forever.
Circle.
Yes, circle, triangle, square.
X.
Yes. Yep, we're good.
Yeah, I got
it. Circle. Either way, that button activates kind of a special, but not an insane special. Like, it doesn't use up your meter. It's not crazy like that. Leo's one, depending on if you go up B, down B, side B, whatever, is he calls the other turtles in to do something.
Yeah.
So, like, Raph comes in and throws some stars. Donatello comes in and just, like, whacks him with the stick. Michelangelo comes in with the skateboard and whacks the person, knocks them down to the point where there's enough time for him to roll back and be like, dude, and high-five Leonardo and then skate off the screen. And they stay down for the entire animation. And I'm like, that's just a dick move.
Stunned.
Donatello throws tech on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It does different stuff, so some keeps them magnetized to the ground, some will pull them towards that specific, like a magnet to that point. And there's one red one that, I don't know what it does.
Probably shoots lasers.
It doesn't hurt them, it doesn't, like, I have yet to find what it does.
Lasers. Or pushes them away.
Nope. I've studied it, I've thrown it on the ground and watched.
Maybe it's a dud, and it's like meant to be like,
maybe
this one didn't work.
I don't know. So his is 50-50. Like, if you get the right one down, it works.
Yeah.
Mikey's he gets on his skateboard, and I don't know what to do after he's on his skateboard.
YouTube it.
Well, there's buttons you can press. I looked it up. Like, you can do the cowabunga.
Yeah.
But he gets on his skateboard and just kind of like there must be a button I have to press to make him propel himself forward.
Yeah.
I thought you did when I watched.
I pressed a button and he jumped forward with the skateboard.
You know, he was still riding and you...
See, and I've done it once before. I don't know what I'm doing. So, personal preference for Ninja Turtles, I like Mikey.
Yeah.
Playing... I'm doing okay with Mikey, but Leonardo's kind of the overall better one. To fight as, so... the only weird thing about the Turtles is the video they showed, when you picked the Turtles, it gave you a selection.
Yeah. When
you're fighting in the main game... in the multiverse stuff or in a single player fight, you have to add each turtle as a different loadout, which is kind of a pain in the butt because they have the different armor and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
right.
That's kind of the pain in the butt because all of a sudden, until I'm level 10 with the turtles, one of the turtles gets to sit out. Because I can only load up 3 loadouts.
Yeah.
And there's 4 turtles.
There's 4 turtles, unfortunately.
So...
Is Splinter in this game?
No, but if you win a fight every once in a while, a little rat runs out, and you bow at each other, and it runs back.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
How little is the little...
Like, no, it's like a legit rat. Like a rat runs out, and any of the turtles... No, it's not Splinter, but they're just like, oh, hey, man.
They can't actually put him in there yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
is he
put
not?
a rat? I don't know.
I don't know.
Licensing?
Probably. The voices are okay for them. Each time they win, they get pizza. Mikey's whole shtick is that he's like, I had to put my video games down for this. Mm-hmm. And then like he fights Superman. He's like, I had to put my video games down for this. And Superman's like, I will like destroy you with this like power of Krypton. And Mikey's like, only with cheat codes. And he gets into the, and you're just like, yeah.
They got the good personality in there.
Leonardo's all like, prepare to face turtle power, and clearly you're not disciplined enough, and Donatello, depending on who he walks up to, if he walks up to Blue Beetle, he's like, oh my god, blah blah blah, like you actually fused yourself with a sentient robot, like this is insane.
So that's cool that they have unique interactions.
They always do, but they always, like whatever, all of them kind of do, and if they don't. They fit the Ninja Turtles to fit the generic thing that this guy says, so it kind of works out.
It works out.
And some of them, it's like, the guy walks in and it's like, "What are you, you freak?" And the turtle sits there going like, "Speak for yourself," and throws off the trench coat and the hat type thing. For the intro. And you're just like, "Yeah, I hope that's an armor piece at some point. I want that."
That'd be cool. Putting the trench coat in that hat.
So, that part's cool. And Donatello, and I haven't played as Raph because I don't have a loadout for him, so I don't know how he plays. Next week, we'll find out. There's some games on sale on the Switch, none that I wanted there to be. We're still waiting for the Escapist.
Which we'll buy just tomorrow.
Yeah, at this point, I keep looking at it and I'm like, I want to play this damn game.
Yeah.
I want to play with people on this damn game.
Yeah.
You can do Mario and Rabbids together.
Online?
I thought there was co-op.
I think it's just local.
I think it's local.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I saw online eShop. Tony and I were talking last week. Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2. 1 I thought was great. I played it on the 3DS, so this time I could get 2 for $24 or whatever it was, and I'm like, all right. So I picked that up. It is 2-player, essentially. Resident Evil.
Yeah. Local or online?
There is local play for the story mode, but there's a raid mode that you can play online. So I picked that up. Tony has it, so at one point we are going to try raid mode.
Yeah.
So, but single player works if you're playing all by yourself, too.
Right.
Like it still works.
Yeah.
It would just be, well, I guess it depends on who you're playing with, but it would be better with 2 people. Because like one of the girls that in the first level doesn't have a gun. She refuses to use firearms.
Sword.
She has a crowbar and a flashlight.
That works.
Sweet.
But the flashlight can blind the infected guys enough that they go like, ah, and then Claire Redfield runs up and like gives them the boot.
Mm-hmm.
Roundhouse kick.
Essentially roundhouse kick, and then you can just knife them while they're on the ground. And it's like, okay. But it's one of those games where, you watch your ammo, especially in the first level.
Yeah.
Like I got to one point in the game and I had nothing left, and I'm fighting essentially the boss of this level. And I'm like,
damn it.
Did you win?
No. He hit me with his giant axe a couple times, and I missed one of the dodges, and I'm like,
ah. Does it have some of those quick...
No quick time events.
Maybe.
Really what it is like I walked up to a switch, you flick the switch, and all of a sudden a machine with, swords attached to it, because, you keep those in an insane asylum place. Like, it starts coming towards you, and you're like, oof, gotta get out of here. And then you run into the next room where you left Claire because she boosted you up. And all of a sudden there's a trash compactor closing, and you have to solve where you climb up onto the trash. Like, there's one space on the trash compactor that you can, climb on top of it. So there's no less quick time events, more you actually have to look at your surroundings and see what's going on. Yeah. So there's that game so far. Pretty good. Happy with that one. Bayonetta also released on the Switch.
How much is it?
If you get both games, it comes to $80-something.
Yeah.
If you buy Bayonetta 1, it's cheaper, because it's the first one. And if you buy Bayonetta...
I saw that on PS3.
Yeah, and if you buy Bayonetta 2, it's more expensive than 1, but if you buy them together, it cheapens both games out. Like, you get so much off.
10% off or something.
I forgot what it was. But you end up with money off if you buy both games. If you want to buy 2 now and buy, one later...
I have 1 on PS3.
Right. So, either way, I have 1 on my... I have 1 on...
or Wii U? Or Wii?
don't think it came out for the Wii.
I can't remember.
I own Bayonetta more times than I care to admit.
Ah.
I've never beaten Bayonetta. I've actually now made it further than I have ever made it in Bayonetta. Because essentially I can, again, sit on my couch away from the TV that's plugged into, my video game system and play it. So I've been playing Bayonetta. I've got Bayonetta 2 waiting in the wings. So I've got that going on. Good game. Mm-hmm. If you've liked Devil May Cry and that kind of stuff, that's...
Which Devil May Cry?
The originals. Like, combo heavy, crazy story.
Well, the new one is combo heavy, too.
It's true. But and the difficulty factor is definitely there with a lot of this stuff. If you screw up, you're hooped. Now in the game, like, you can use items and you can do all this stuff, and I'm like, whatever, I'll just keep going. If I die, I die, and I'll just keep playing. And they rank you at the end of every level, and I suck. That's right. But that's fine. I'm stone rank every time. Like, they hand out a trophy. Yeah.
Really?
And mine's just a fat guy in a bowler hat falling down, made of stone, and I'm like,
awesome.
That's me. So, good game, though. Like, even losing, the story's fun. It's kind of out there and wild and crazy. Bayonetta 2, I remember being just as much fun. Just they've added more stuff and that kind of... Like, it's all there. It's a fun game. If you've never played Bayonetta before, pick it up.
I'll definitely be picking it up. I haven't yet, but...
And that's the thing, it's like, and then Bayonetta 2, if you're picking Bayonetta 2 up, almost, you can pick Bayonetta up 1 up for not that much extra money, so it's kind of like, but I've never made it through Bayonetta 1, so I felt like this was my time.
Cool.
Like I said, I've made it further than I have before.
Success!
She uses her hair as magic, if you didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what her costume's actually made out of, too, is her hair.
Oh.
So her ponytail comes back and down, and then spreads across. So that was the whole trick to sell that game, was all of her magic tricks when she makes like a giant animal appear out of her hair, like it's made out of her hair. Oh. But that means all of the hair has to leave the costume.
So she's essentially
she's in the buff, but they've wrapped the hair in such a way that it covers everything that you'd consider indecent.
Yeah.
In just the right way that you're like, So in the background, there's this giant angel monster getting eaten by a raven made of, like, a giant raven made of hair with the blood and the guts, and then her just like, and you're like, this game is weird. Doom got an update on the Switch, so I played a little bit of that. I haven't tried the motion controls yet, but they added motion controls to Doom.
So you can aim a little.
So you can aim, like, you can do the stereoscopic
I never liked
aiming.
that for Splatoon. So.
A lot of people do with the Switch. They love that. Like, when Splatoon came out on the Wii U, they loved that. They love it on Splatoon for the Switch. They they find it even better than aiming with a mouse, just because it's that much more just like, oh, I need to shoot over there. Boom, 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 boom. Once you get used to it, it's the trick. I hate it.
Yeah, pretty much I do more cursor to move, and then use the motion to just pinpoint it a little more.
No. Get those headshots.
Yeah. Just like, oh, I need a little more right.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Tony and I PUBG'd last night.
Yeah.
I disconnected on our first jump and died, and watched Tony play, and he did okay, like pretty well. And then at one point, Tony's sound cut out in one of our games.
Oh, no.
So the same thing that happened to me the one time where I'm like, guys, I can't hear anything. Like, and then Brian's like, pew, 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 pew. And it's like, that doesn't help. And all of a sudden you start getting shot and you're like, I don't
know where it's coming from.
I don't know where it's coming from. So Tony's sound went out, and I'm like, man, he's being awfully quiet. But we were both trying to sneak through this really large town. And the fact that you can hear footsteps and all that kind of... I'm like, okay, he's being quiet, I'll be quiet. Like, everybody just quiet. Apparently his sound had gone out. And
you're like, oh, Tony's being very strategic.
So, like, I got to another house, and I'm like, Tony, like, I'm at the house next door to you. Like, I'm almost at your position. Nothing back. And I'm like... So I finally look down at my other screen and go, like, I can see Discord. Like, there's nothing coming out of Tony. And I'm like, ruh-roh. And all of a sudden, Tony's dead. And I'm like... So I like run in because I'm like, no, and I saw the one guy go one way, so I went around the house, jumped through a window, and it was a weird shaped house, so I managed to jump through the window, and I thought I could turn and shoot, but there was a wall.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, they built a duplex. It was legitimately like
a duplex, like a half house?
Yeah, we were in this town. So, like, if I would have gone through this window, I could have chased him to that backyard. Yeah. So I'm like, well, there's no thing there. So I just kept running and jumped through the window into the backyard. And he did the exact same thing, but he didn't see me.
Oh, yeah.
So I just climbed on a crate and went... and I'm like, you're dead. That's what you get for killing my friend. And then his friend jumped out the window as I jumped behind the wall. Mm-hmm. And he didn't see me. And I'm like, yes. So I'm watching him over the wall, because we're playing in third person.
Oh, yeah.
So I can see him as he walks towards the wall, grabs the wall, and starts to climb. And I'm like... You are stuck in parkour mode, dude. Boom! And I'm like, both dead. And then Tony finally got back on his phone, and I'm like, I avenged your death. And he's like, I saw. And I'm like, I avenged your death. And then I could have made it further, but I was running, and I saw two people running, and I'm like, well, do I shoot them? Do I not? Like,
you should have shot them.
So I shot at them. But there was two of them, and they mowed me down pretty hard. So I lost that particular fight. So,
but you avenged Tony.
But I avenged Tony, and I got 2 kills, which is actually pretty good for me. So that was like I was quite proud of myself. So we played some PUBG. I'll get to what we were playing after. I watched the Joel McHale show on Netflix. Joel McHale show starring Joel McHale.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering who was starring in the Joel McHale show, it's Joel McHale.
Good to know.
It is The Soup. If you've ever seen The Soup on E! Network, they're doing it. It legitimately opens with Kevin Hart waking him up on a chair, and he's like, "This isn't like your other shows. You can't just take naps whenever you want to." And then he finally gets up and stands in front. And he goes, "Where was I? Oh right, The Bachelor," and it just like swings right back into exactly what it was.
That's awesome.
He makes fun of Netflix, like they did a segment on Beastmaster, the Ultimate Beastmaster.
Oh yeah.
So there's like he goes through it and he's like, well, Beastmastering, sometimes bad things happen to the Beastmasters and make them not Beastmasters but Beast something else. Like he goes into this whole like rhetoric on putting Beast in front of anything he says. You're just like, yeah. Good work. So they make fun of that. Then they did a little skit. He's like, oh, it's great to be on a Netflix show, and you boom, you get the Netflix sound, and then you get the clip of him showing off the Netflix studios.
Yeah.
So he walks by the guy who plays Luke Cage, and he's like, they always have jobs for us here, and there's, I think Mike Coultier or something is his name, or
yes.
Either way, he's got a stand like Lucy in Peanuts, and it opens jars for like 5 cents or whatever, and it's just him, and it's like, seriously, they have you opening pickle jars? Don't be stupid. I open peanut jars too. Like, he meets Paul Reiser at one point. He meets Alison Brie and the Dean. Like that was part of that commercial. Like, so he does this weird tour, and I'm like, this show could be good. And again, it's weekly, so again, you get a new episode tomorrow. Cool show though. Okay. And then Game of Thrones. I'm partway through season 2. I haven't watched since the last time we talked. So
nothing new.
Nothing new. Like Arya is still my favorite character.
Okay.
The little munchkin. Just because I think she's the most competent person in that show.
You don't like Jon Snow?
No, because he seems to make stupid decisions too.
He's his dad's child.
But that's my thing. Arya's my favorite because every decision she makes, like even when she seems to get herself into trouble, she's like, how am I going to get myself out of this? And finds a decent way of doing
that, not just being like...
And it's not like she put herself into that danger explicitly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about the heroes having flaws.
And I get that, which is why it's a good show, but that's why she's my favorite character is... even when she does screw up, at least she's like... And I love the fact, like, I'm on one episode right now where there's a guy who's willing to undertake tasks for her, I guess is the best way of putting it without spoiling it for people who haven't seen it. And she runs into trouble, runs up to the guy, and she's like, this, now. And he's like, well, like, these things takes time. And she's like, nope, now. And I'm like, atta girl.
Atta girl.
You take charge. So I think that's where I pretty much left off, was like her demanding that, something occur. Jon Snow is going to die in a blizzard, cuddled up to a barbarian woman of some kind.
Yes. You don't know her name?
No. The little king shit on the throne.
Joffrey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He can go.
You see why he's one of the, like...
He does a great job of being a, like...
And apparently he is, like, super nice in person.
I can imagine.
Like, everyone has worked with him. He's like, he's actually super nice.
And I can imagine
but then he does this, and he's like, he pulls off the character.
Pulls it off.
He pulls off the whiny brat who is just, like...
Well, I think... and
such a disgusting character.
Well, yeah, and he doesn't... Now he just does play stuff, because I think he's got to take
a break from...
Well, I think he had a feeling if he went into showbiz, he would always be remembered as Joffrey, and he would get stereotyped.
Yeah, so but John Stamos did the same thing. You take a break, you do some stage shows, you can actually do some real work after you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's...
Not real work, but, like, movies again. You go back to
you can go back
screen
and
work.
do something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, he does such a good job of playing whiny and, blah. Either way, and then we've been playing World of Warcraft.
I do like Rob, though.
The one who's in charge of the whole war? Yeah, he's semi-competent. He's semi-competent. He's doing a good job so far. See, but then they had that one guy who wasn't part of their family, but they had, like, raised him or whatever, and then he came back, and now he's being a dick, and I'm like, why is everybody gotta be dicks?
That's the show.
So many mean people. So yeah, good show. And then we've been playing Warcraft.
Yeah. We've been getting into some
grinding.
PvP.
Oh, PvP.
We've been the PvPing because there's armor we can get for the PvPing. So we found armor that we really wanted, but we have to compete in arena battles.
Yep.
And that's not going to happen because we tried one. And that did not go well.
We got
Do you have to win?
We got yes. You have to come to the top 0.5%. I think we're last place right now.
I think we're last place. Yeah.
We have to actually play 50 matches to get ranked.
Oh, 50?
50.
Oh gosh, we played.
Well, you
one.
guys got to get on it.
Well, if it helped, it took us about 30 seconds to lose.
Yeah.
So.
We lost in like maybe less. At one point.
No, you held out for a little bit longer than I did.
Well, that's because I was a tank.
That's true.
And you were a damage dealer.
No, I went healer, you went damage dealer. But you have more armor than I do.
Yeah.
Either way, they went after me first because they're like, ooh, he makes heals happen. So I died.
Yeah.
And then Brian just spun in a circle until he died.
Yeah.
By whirlwinding, he didn't just, run around in circles. Then we've also been participating in battlegrounds where we have no idea what we're doing because they've added so many battlegrounds, and it's just like
we've won one,
two,
maybe two.
You just follow the strongest person.
But that's the
we
problem.
don't know who the strongest person is.
We can't tell.
Level 100.
We had one.
We're all level 100.
Yeah, we're all 110. Like we're all the same level.
Yeah.
They balance out everybody's stats now. So that in PvP it's skill to a point. But like that one map we played where there was only 3 capture points.
Yeah.
So it's King of the Hill, but there's only 3 capture points instead of like the 5 in Arathi Basin or this one. Like you're essentially playing best of 3.
Yeah.
We had someone there who kept calling like, okay, they're incoming here, they're doing this, they're doing that, this is lost, let's to get this, like let's keep ahead of this.
There's
game.
A leader.
We had that guy who was actually like taking charge.
Yeah.
All the other games, all you get is like, you people are horrible at this, and it's like, I don't know what to do.
So they were yelling at you.
See,
well, they're screaming, and then you got the one guy like, it's just a game, buddy. Like, like the majority of people were just like, whatever.
Are pretty chill. There's always just one guy.
There's just one guy who's just always severely upset that everybody's losing, and I'm like, do something about it.
Yeah, he shouldn't waste his time typing all that.
If he instead of going like, you people all suck and I hate playing with you, go
just voice the chat.
No,
there's no voice chat.
Oh my god, not in Warcraft.
No, that would be crazy.
I don't need that. But instead of typing all that, go, hey guys, let's take this. Group up here, and we're going in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
then that's at least constructive.
And then I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Because again, I have no idea what I'm doing. You tell me what to do,
yeah,
I'm gonna do it. And that was the problem in one of the maps, was they're like, get the docks! We all went to the docks. And the one guy's at the base like, why did everybody go docks? And it's like, no one told us different. Everybody said go docks.
So we all went docks.
We all went docks.
And the other 2 spots are just
And the other team took everything else.
We worked really well as a crew, though.
We did.
We all went to the docks. All these little dots on the mini map was just like...
If people take charge in Battlegrounds, people listen. Yeah. And if I knew how to win after these 14 years,
just start saying random things, see who listens.
Somebody take the mines. What? There's these ones. That's important. Yes.
Like there was one where there were like there were just 3 mines, and I was like, where are we gonna go? And someone was like, to the mines. And there's like 3 different mines. It was like, haha.
You gotta see which one. Take charge, Brian.
Well, but that was even one of the ones. There's mine carts that go down tracks, and you have to claim that cart till it gets to the end of the track, and then you get the points for it. Oh. And someone's like, only 3 per cart.
Yeah.
Like, make sure there's only 3 people on each cart.
How many was in the cart?
On one cart, there was like 12 guys going down this way, and like we're sitting there with one other guy, like, why are we dying so much?
Don't fight!
We lost that one.
We lost that one really fast.
They also just have regular brawls now. They're throwing, 15 people against 15 people or something like that.
And
so
that
as soon as you die,
cool.
you die. It's kind of neat.
It's kind of Battle Royale.
It's very Battle Royale.
Very small map, and everyone's just in it, and
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to start leveling another character if we're going to keep doing PvP, because I can't do it with the Shaman. It's getting...
Yeah, it's kind of...
I don't know how to PvP with one.
Yeah. You heal. Everybody needs a healer.
I don't want to heal. So I have my damage dealer. Well, no, you can queue up as a healer, but I have my damage dealer stuff. I just don't know how to make it work. I can do it when we quest and when we do dungeons. I can do damage. When we're in PvP, I'm not comfortable getting you target someone. And I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, you have no idea. When you're like melee, you can't You lose your target, and you're like, well, I'm just gonna spin and do area damage. When you're a ranged one, you can as long as you're in range, right, you can hit.
Yeah.
Which is.
So yeah, it's and depending on the battleground, it depends on which kind of form of shaman I take, melee shaman or spellcasting shaman. Like if everybody has to group up, chain lightning is and it's like. Whereas the other one, if I'm only going to be facing one guy, I'd rather be smoke, hitting him with all of these buttons that I have going on down here. So it's iffy. We've also calculated what we need: 20 straight days of running one dungeon 4 times a day, and we will achieve our rank with the high totem Taurens and unlock our moose Taurens.
But how many days have we missed since we calculated that?
2. So we still have 21 days.
Maybe we'll do some of that today.
Maybe.
We have time.
Yeah. Maybe.
If life does not require me elsewhere.
Yeah. So that's
Life for wife.
Yes.
My wife is my life.
I was going to say it's the same thing. That's it for.
Well, we could talk about the thing we all saw.
Me, other than obviously, the big. Do we want to save that?
We could save that for last.
All right.
Last.
Stay tuned for talking about Black Panther.
Spoiler.
That was the teaser.
Gotta put a spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'll hit the button. Hold on. Where's the TV button and spoilers? It's ready to go.
Good.
Wow. We've wowed.
We've wowed. I finished Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes. The
cartoon. Yeah, I haven't watched
the movie.
Not the movie.
That cartoon is so good, though. So good. Other than that, WoW.
StarCraft.
A little bit of StarCraft.
You also played some League of Legends.
Oh, yeah, I played League of Legends last night that we won, and I'm sorry if you're a League of Legends person, but I hate that community so much. So much.
Tell
us how you really feel.
They're
not like all the other communities that are you, me, and Tony
who are chill. But even WoW is not that bad when we play PvP. We get that one guy.
You get the one guy, and everybody's just like, dude.
In League, there's that mob mentality where if one person starts yelling at you, everyone focuses on you and watches your mistakes, and then they'll just pile the we lost because of this one individual, and it's like.
So you start.
Except we won.
Yelling at them.
Yeah.
That's when
I
it
don't
just
yell
starts
at
veering
people.
off the map in a very I'm just like, oh, what's down here, guys? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, are you sure? I'm gonna go check.
You do it intentionally.
Yeah.
Like we won all of our games, and even the other team started coming to my defense because at the end of the game,
You can chat
everyone
together.
can chat together.
That's deadly.
And everyone's
It
it's
is.
super. Everyone on the team was like, "You sucked." Like they don't know my real name,
Yeah.
but they're all saying how bad I was.
Yeah.
And the other team was like, "You guys won.
Relax.
Just relax." Apparently, he did a good job.
Yeah.
And I didn't have
Good
a
enough.
lot of deaths or.
Should have gone and played with the other team.
Yeah, apparently.
Hey guys, can I come play with you?
Yeah, can I play with you?
You'll probably lose. That's okay. I'm used,
to
to
that. I just like to have fun. But yeah.
Never again.
Well, eventually I'll probably play it with that guy from work, but
Yeah.
Not anytime soon.
not anytime soon. And I'll probably try and avoid it at all costs.
It's League of Legends. That's the biggest piece. Everything I've heard of League is just
If you're
It's
new,
just-
deadly community, deadly community, deadly community.
Yeah,
if
they're
you're
just
new, it
so
sucks to be you.
Yeah. I'm
They're
gonna go
so
check on
serious.
four-legged things. Keep talking.
Okay, yeah. They're just so serious about winning. It just
I've heard that a lot.
chill out.
A lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't inspire me to ever go play that game.
No. I would play Heroes of the Storm is a bit better.
A bit.
A bit.
You guys have never had issues with it, from what
well,
I've heard.
it's been getting worse. Sometimes people yell at you, but it's not as bad.
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
I can't fix that.
This is Pancake for anyone who doesn't know Pancake. Hi, Pancake. Ooh, you're all wet. You are all
Camera got
wet.
moved.
What cam? What green screen? Pancake, come here.
Is Mike still on? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mike's still going. Pancake.
But other than that, I've just been binge watching this past week Full Metal Alchemist, so that's what I've been spending most of my time with.
Yeah.
A little bit of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild before bed, just to, relax.
Because why not?
And, yeah, helps me go to sleep. Not that it's a bad, boring game. It's just it's relaxing.
Yeah. It gets you in the sleepy mood.
Yeah, it's not like a fast-paced, high-intensity game, unless you want it to be. So, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And that's everything?
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Made it.
He's done.
I'm done.
It's okay. I talk to him all the time. I know.
Yeah, I guess. Finished Gotham this week.
Oh.
I am... What?
See Batman?
No.
What does
It's
that
first season.
I don't know. What does Batman do? What's Batman's pose?
He doesn't have a pose. He's Batman.
He kind of stands there and then
No, it's the
disappears.
crouch, right?
He stands there and just stares at you.
Yeah, even on a gargoyle, sometimes he'll stand there and his cape is just blowing.
Yeah.
I guess maybe he'll kneel. Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
thinking kneeling on the
sometimes
gargoyle.
he'll kneel on the gargoyle, I guess.
And the cape billows by
No,
him
he's
this
not.
way.
It's the first season.
Oh, first season.
Yes.
All right.
I did not watch the entire thing.
That's what I was wondering. Because the last thing I
I
saw.
watched the
was
entire first season.
Yes.
I will move on to a different show right now after that. No, and as the more I watch Gotham, it's interesting how these villains are progressing.
Yeah.
The Enigma is slowly going down a very bad road.
And I think if you watch Gotham as its own separate entity too,
Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm ignoring Bruce.
and that.
But I'm sure as the show goes on, considering how the season ended,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to focus on Bruce.
Yeah.
Would you watch it as an alternate universe?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you think about it from what I've seen of Gotham, it's very much like Bruce Wayne as a kid, parents get shot, spoilers, and that's it. Like he became a kid and
He went on with this.
he falls down a well,
Hasn't fallen down a well.
and that's always like did he
Yeah.
actually fall down a well? Did he not? And then at one point in his life, he decides to take off and become, a ninja.
Well, does he always take off, though?
In one way, shape, or form, he does something that
He
he
does leave his
disappears
home.
for a while, and then comes back.
He's a series regular, though. I don't think
I know.
we'll see him ever.
So this one is he doesn't take off; he just progresses towards his calling as the Batman.
Although I think there might be something like season 2 or 3 that he does some stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Out of town.
Oh okay. Well yeah, but not like, going away for years to study.
Not years.
Yeah.
It's like weeks.
Yeah.
More so. But yeah, I don't know. I find it interesting with the villains, how they're progressing, and really that's what it is. It's a villain show.
It should have stayed that way. Yeah.
I don't know how the rest of the seasons are, but right now it's working out, I guess.
Yep.
Watched a movie called Eastern Promises.
Viggo Mortensen, as you reminded me. I own it. It's on the other side of this shelf.
Or as we all kind of know him as Aragorn.
Aragorn.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That
Hidalgo.
is a slow movie.
Wasn't Hidalgo the horse?
I think so. I don't know what his name was.
Oh, yeah. Anyways.
Hidalgo was the horse.
What was the other movie with Viggo?
History of Violence?
That's the one.
I watched that one not too long ago, too. Yes, Eastern Promises, slow movie.
Slow?
Slow.
Yeah.
It's very drama-based.
It's not Taken, starring.
No.
It's not Liam Neeson.
No, and it starts out with that a underage girl has a child, and the nurse is trying to figure out who the father is, so she can give him the family instead of it going to foster care, because foster care will just lose her.
Yes. Yeah. As we've learned from every movie ever.
Yes. Yeah. Foster care is terrible.
Yeah. Yes, apparently. Keep sending them there, though.
It's based in Europe, I believe.
Eastern, yeah. Yes.
No, I think it's just because the characters are Russian. But I think it takes place in England.
Sure, UK somewhere.
Yeah, I think
somewhere on that island.
But yeah, it's just very slow.
Good movie overall, though, or
I won't go buy it.
No,
which is very rare for me. I won't go buy it. I did almost fall asleep. At some point, I didn't though. It was really close. I sat up and
you had the willpower.
Because I had to watch that movie.
I must finish.
Pretty much. If you're into it, there's some Viggo Mortensen Wang in there.
There you go.
He's naked fighting.
That's what everybody wants.
Yep. If you're into that. It was okay. I think I'm almost done Mario and Rabbids, actually.
That's nice. Awesome. Good for you.
I'm on Fourth World.
Fourth World?
Actually, I haven't even faced the mid-boss yet.
Keep going.
I can't remember which one is the mid-boss.
Have you played through it?
Yeah, I finished the game.
You guys
I haven't played the mid-boss yet. Which one's the mid-boss? Man, these fights are getting, super tough.
You definitely have to pick your character and the weapon and strategize,
which is very hard because I like my team, and it's I want to stick with this team.
You have to I had that problem too, and I was like,
because I don't find the use of Mario or Rabbid Mario.
Mario or Rabbid Mario?
Yeah, I don't find the point of him. I don't see the point.
Yeah,
he's a distraction.
I never used Rabbid Mario that much.
Yeah, but I think the level I'm on is right off the bat, there's a big dude right in front of me. There's tunnels to 2 more big dudes, and then there's more tunnels to more jump guys. And so if you gotta pretty much take the big guy out first, that's in front of you, but then you have the 2 other guns coming up anyways, and it's a small little platform you're on, so it's not like you can avoid the other 2.
Not if I run fast enough.
You can't.
Not if I run.
I think it's a reach area.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll use a character with lots of health. And
just go.
Have him.
You can speed up though.
Yeah, but then I'll have him make it so that a bad guy will hurt another bad guy.
Yeah, if I have to reach an area, I just ignore all the baddies and just start hauling.
That'd be the easy thing to do, but I can't.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. No, you have to fight to your guys. You slowly progress through, and I still make it through turn-wise.
Yeah.
There actually was a level I beat, or a fight, I guess, where it was eliminate 7 guys.
Oh, yeah.
I eliminated everyone on the map, so I had to waste a turn.
Oh, until they respawn.
Until they came back up, and then I finished it off, and I missed the perfect by 1 turn. Because they didn't spawn fast.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yes, this is just a pain. It's super pain. Still Far Cry.
Nice.
I'm on the second island now.
Nice.
Which actually gave me kind of a super easy way to find all the towers. Because one of the first couple missions you get in the second level or island is you disguise as one of the other enemies. And so if you go approach them, they're not going to do anything to you. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just running through this entire island and just getting everything. Because no one's attacking me. The only time they'll attack me is when I go after one of the outposts.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a restricted area. I'm not allowed in it, even with the uniform.
Yeah.
But I've gone to sniping guys from a distance and taking guys out. So I have all the outposts. I have all the radio stations. Now I just got to beat the game itself. Which I've made the entire island safe for me, other than the random animals that are going to come up and attack me.
Okay.
Look at you.
So you pretty much owned it.
I'm still not done. I want to say I'm close to beating the game, but I'm getting there. Now I'm kind of just doing some side trophy hunting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Doing that. Still good game. Still working on the pre-sequel for Borderlands. Feels weird, this game.
Yeah. I never got through Borderlands.
I enjoyed Borderlands 1 and 2. Maybe it's just been a long time since I've played it.
Maybe.
That just feels weird.
Every time I play Borderlands 1, I make it to like the same point, and I'm like, that was enjoyable.
That still has that weird sense of humor.
Yeah, and I love the game, and I love the mechanics are good. Like everything's good.
Yeah.
And then, but I get to the same point like every time, and I'm like, all right, this feels like a good place for me to like. I'll jump in and I'll play PUBG or something else with the other people, and then all of a sudden it's like it just works its way down my recently played list until I'm like, oh yeah, and then I started and I'm like, I have no idea what I was doing. Guess I'll restart.
You make it to that point. Like 3 different games at once is the button.
Yeah.
Good. That's great about Mario & Rabbids. It's a very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick it up.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, walk to the next boss. Like walk to the next battle. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just you jump in between Far Cry and Borderlands. It is the tougher one because once again, my guns are on opposite shoulder buttons, so it's like, oops. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I never do that.
Now they're the right way.
Yeah. And then you use your pinkies to like.
Oh, it'd be tough. So tough.
Just play with your feet.
But then Pokemon in still kind of Ultra Moon. I think I'm back to where I was with Sun.
Yeah. On that note, Monday everybody is supposed to be a Pokemon Direct. Nintendo.
Pokemon Direct
with some information on
the Switch stuff.
Pokemon.
They haven't.
Next generation is coming to go.
There's no Switch game. We canceled it. We're just we're focusing on Go. That's it.
Don't have a story.
Yeah, that's all you get, guys.
So
I hope it's about the Switch.
That's apparently Tony was because Tony and I were talking last night, and obviously his community stuff that he's doing today.
Yeah.
Apparently didn't go well last weekend in Japan or wherever they first released it.
Yeah.
So he's hoping they've worked out the bugs for obviously today, and then he's like, yeah, there's a direct coming for Pokemon, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, well, there's some leaks starting to come out.
Yeah.
And whether or not they're true or not, he's like, but I feel like Nintendo's doing damage control at this point. Like, all right. Show you some stuff, and I'm just like, honestly, they could have a 10-second direct, and all it is like a 3D character model stepping into tall grass, with a fence behind, and you're just gonna go like,
and just be like, Pokemon and Switch or something. Yeah. And I'll be like, yes,
Pokemon, like and I don't know what they call this one, but
what are they calling it now on like Pokemon Stars or
no, that was
something else?
That was supposed to be the third iteration of Sun and Moon before Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out.
Oh, okay.
Which, like Tony says, he feels like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is a big like, let's test out what things we can put together before we go to the more powerful system.
Yeah.
So the last Pokemon game of any kind we're getting on the 3DS is Detective Pikachu, and like they released a trailer for that, and I feel like I hope that Direct is not like all Detective Pikachu.
Oh, I hope not.
About the movie.
And maybe some movie info, I don't know. But I'm just sitting there going like,
switch.
And well, and I sit there and I'm like, I want to play Detective Pikachu, but every time I buy a game for my 3DS, I play it for 5 minutes and
I go back to my.
Then I go back to my Switch.
Yeah.
So
that's what I've been.
I feel bad for my 3DS, and that's why like he's like, well, Detective Pikachu, and I'm like, I don't think I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Tony thing.
Well, no, but
He'll
like
fill us in.
He will, and I want to play it, but I'm like, I won't.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy it and it won't get played.
Yeah. If it comes out on the Switch, then I'd probably spend more time.
If they re-released it and it came out on the Switch, I would play it because that's what I've been doing. And before we move on to the are you good?
I'm good.
All right. I've also played Serial Cleaner. It's
what?
an indie game, and it went 50% off on the Switch. And it's a top-down game. You get a phone call. You drive your station wagon to a crime scene. And you have to clean up the blood and the bodies and collect all of the evidence and then make it out.
Yeah.
And the
before the cops show up?
The cops are there. Or security's already there, so they move in different patterns, and you have to and then you have to take your vacuum and vacuum up all the blood.
Yeah.
And you have to vacuum up a certain percentage of blood on the scene. You don't get anything. You don't get. What pisses me off, you do not get a bonus for spotlessly cleaning everything. I went through the map, and I'm like, I reached, you had to get so many points of blood.
Yeah.
Well, so I hit, 70 out of 70, and you keep going, and it keeps counting. So it's like, well, 80 out of 70, this out of 70. I cleaned every speck of blood in this entire crime scene.
And
got the bodies out, got the bonus item that you have to find somewhere. Like, I got everything.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, you beat the level, and I'm like...
No extra reward for my hard work?
I feel like I should get a bonus of some kind for getting all the blood.
Maybe you will at the end.
Well, I stopped cleaning up all the blood, so I just clean up what I need to and
get
out, because they're getting harder and harder and harder.
Well, that's the point, though.
Yeah, no, it's a good game. I wouldn't buy it for full price. It's one of those things like at the eShop, because I keep checking the eShop to check for the Escapist 2 to go on sale. Toki Toki something, whatever that game is. It's got yellow birds. It's been out forever. It's on like all sorts of other systems. It's a puzzle game, and it released, and it's like $56, and I'm like,
what?
No.
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 So, but if you can get Serial Cleanup for cheap, not a bad game for an indie, quick little. Again, I'm not gonna sit there and be like hours and hours of gameplay, but
yeah.
So I'm not spending $24 on it, but maybe $12 or whatever. Something. That's why I went on sale for 50% off, and I'm like,
sure, why not?
Now I will pick up your game.
Yeah.
So, I hope the developers don't lose tons of money when they do that kind of stuff, but
who knows?
They're not making anything off of me in the first place, because I'm not buying that game for $24.
No.
So.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're good. So we're moving on to the big. Hold on.
The big
spoilerific.
Here we go. Tweeting it.
Spoiler in there.
Yeah. Did you put the spoiler thing on?
He's attempting to.
I'm trying. Why is it not?
Broken.
No. Cut. There it goes.
Oh, there you
got
go.
it.
Got it.
I was in the wrong window.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, because we're going to talk
Panther.
Black Panther. You've been warned. Stop watching us now. Find all of our stuff at barrelrollnews.com, etc., etc., etc.
Now we got that out of the way.
Let's Black Panther it up.
It was a good movie.
'Twas a very good film.
I only had one gripe with it, but that was a minor.
What was because I think your gripe and my gripe are fairly similar gripes.
That they killed off two major Black Panther villains.
Correct.
It's a minor gripe.
Although
with a comic book universe, who really knows if people are dead or not?
Well, and especially the way things are headed with Infinity. Like, we don't know what's coming out of Infinity War.
Well, and I kind of was reading up on it after, because IGN posted something like there's a villain called Madame Slay.
Okay.
That could be a possible number 2.
Oh, yeah.
And she always had a thing with Killmonger, or Killmonger had a relationship. Yeah. And when Killmonger, in the comics, when Killmonger died, she got mad and tried to come back at Black Panther. She only did was in 2 comics, though. That's why she's such a minor villain. But then in that whole process, Killmonger gets resurrected. and then they team up to take on Black Panther. Maybe that's the way they go.
I don't know.
But who knows? They haven't actually brought any characters back from the dead.
No. And that's why I say, like, Infinity War is going to be that big testament to what all the stones do and if they're going to start bringing people back.
How it's going to alter
Red
the
Skull
universe.
finally shows up again.
Pops out of the stone.
Yeah.
Stone goes onto the thing, all of a sudden, poof!
Well, when the Tesseract gets broken open
to
take the stone and put it on there, he pops out and, hey, where am I?
Yeah. What is going on? And, like, we've seen some set photos from Infinity War, and again, we're in spoiler territory, but, like, Cap's back in his original Avengers costume.
Is he?
Yes, but they've all got this weird little contraption either on their wrist or their hand.
It's a Wakandian.
Something or other is keeping them in this, like people are figuring they've gone back in time in some way, shape, or form, but they've retained their memories from by using
I would
these.
say that'd be a reality
by
stone.
using these devices, so that like no one's quite sure what it is. All we know is Chris Evans is running around in the Avengers like bright blue, Coulson designed uniform.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, do we get to see like Coulson again? Do we get
maybe?
How does this affect what's going on in the Marvel universe? Do they go back to Age of Ultron and they can like Hawkeye can all of a sudden be like save Quicksilver sort of like like what can happen now? This is maybe where we bring some people back from the dead.
Not just heroes. I think
we should try and find some villains to pop back into the universe.
I agree.
I think the only villain that's not like
we can bring Killmonger. You can,
but like
Claw.
I would really like Claw back. He was so much fun in this movie.
Yeah, Andy Serkis was great.
I'm trying to think of any other villains I would want back.
Abomination, I'd like to see done.
Well, he wasn't dead.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, I'd like to see him make his way back into the film.
Into a Thunderbolts.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd like to see Abomination done more properly, I guess.
I didn't have an issue with the one we
He was pretty good.
saw.
No. Mm-hmm. It's just like, again, MCU takes everything that extra.
Maybe bring back some Iron Man guys that have died off.
Yeah. Well, you could bring back Whiplash in some way, shape, or form.
Whiplash, or...
Maybe in an alternate universe, the Mandarin is real?
No, Mandarin is real.
Well, like, not like...
But maybe
there's a short. No, there's a short.
Oh, there's a short?
You didn't see the one
shot?
I didn't
see that. No, I didn't.
Oh, they kill off Ben Kingsley.
No, they don't. They
threaten him.
They take him to it.
Right. Either way, the Ten Rings exists, and they take him to the real Mandarin.
You should probably watch that.
Yeah.
You can watch it after.
Essentially, they're like, oh, the Mandarin's actually a real person, and you have pissed him off by
impersonating. Oh.
We can watch it after.
You've made a mockery of...
I'm sure it's on YouTube, so...
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, yeah,
I don't
like...
know if there's Cap villains you bring back.
Red Skull would be cool.
You'd have to have Hugo Weaving willing to do a sequel.
No, you don't. You could recast Red Skull.
With the face
especially with him being gone for so long.
Yeah.
And stuck in wherever he's been stuck. Yeah. He could come back transformed.
And Red Skull's been known to like put on different faces.
Yeah.
Too. And then...
Hella,
it wouldn't be the same voice, maybe. But...
Give Malachi the second go.
Yeah.
A better go.
Yeah. I think they've set up in the more recent movies some good continuations for antagonists.
But if you keep killing them off, you're not going to have any villains.
But that's
left.
what I mean. But they've Spider-Man didn't kill Vulture. Mm-hmm. We also got a glimpse of Scorpion in Homecoming.
Yeah.
So we've got two villains there that are
that's
around.
Yeah.
Baron Mordo from is obviously still
around
doing his thing.
Yeah. But he's just starting.
Dormammu's doing his thing. Obviously super pissed off at Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. The more recent movies have done a better job at not completely killing everybody. And then we get to Black Panther where they're like, everybody goes!
Yeah. Is Edward Norton's Hulk still considered, like, canon?
Yes.
Because remember they had, what's that doctor's name?
The guy
but he had it drip into his brain.
Yeah. He becomes
he's supposed to be a big villain. I don't remember what his name was.
I can't remember the villain's name,
I'm going to Google that right now.
But he was brainy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was my only gripe with Black Panther was the villains.
I
liked Killmonger because he had
his motivation, and that's I was talking
sincere.
I was talking with someone else. I'm like, his motivation was legitimately not let's take over the world. It's we've been oppressed for so long, and he grew up in a community that was
exactly.
You know, and it's like we have the resources to make this stop. Let's make it stop by sending weapons everywhere because that's how he grew up.
Yeah.
And then come the end of the movie, we see that his thought process of, you know, we can help these people, you know, T'Challa's like, or yeah, T'Challa.
Yeah, T'Challa.
He's all like, we can't help them, but we're not gonna send guns out. We're gonna like let's start outreach programs around the world and like let's show them what Wakanda can actually do to help out.
Yeah. Samuel Stearns, the leader.
The leader.
Right, yes. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Like that's the thing. So it's. I feel like they've set up enough villains in
that someone will come in from the outside world to try and take.
And that's
Wakanda. Now, technically, there was that one guy that he teamed up with. I can't remember his name now. The leader guy from the other tribe.
The ape tribe?
The ape man.
He's supposed to be Man-Ape.
Yeah.
Which is also a villain.
Yeah.
But he's more of a nuisance than
a
villain.
They played that up more as he can just keep coming back to like, okay, I want to try leading this tribe again. Like
every year. No, every time there's a new king, you can do that.
Well, but and I mean, they could turn that into more of a in-focused fighting. But I think we got that in-fighting piece in Black Panther, which was really cool. Just like someone's like, they're like, it was really cool how they respected all the different tribes, how they all had their different things.
That was
you
really
noticed
cool.
the different fighting styles and how they all, you know, worked out and this and that and everything. And one person's like, the rhinos were a bit much. And I'm like, it's a comic book movie. What do people not understand?
With metal horns.
About this the comic book piece to movies.
They can't accept people riding rhinoceroses, but they can accept like all this crazy other stuff.
Well, no, they're saying why does every superhero movie have to end with a big CGI fight? And it's like because it's a superhero movie.
That was the only thing CGI. Well, maybe the shields, but
and like Black Panther at points when like him and Killmonger are fighting are clearly like CG characters, but again, humans can't do some of that stuff.
Nope.
Crazy. So we have the computers do it for us. And yes, what superhero movie do you want to see is my big question.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like this was an earth-shattering, the world was going to end.
No.
This was...
The world would change, but
the world would change. It would, I think, change slowly because, let's face it, if those weapons started showing up, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s getting involved, Tony's getting involved, like, that just leads into a very different movie and it gets shut down.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like it's the end of the world. It's even like Captain America Winter Soldier. It's not the end of the world, per se.
But it would be a problem.
But it's a problem. Same with Civil War. It's not the end of the world. Like, you say those end of the world things for your Avengers movies.
Yeah. Which makes sense because if it's the end of the world, other people would start
But you still need a big fight at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's an action movie.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand. Well, there's another big CGI fight at the end, and it's like...
So what?
And? Why are you going to see this film? Do you think it's legitimately going to be about, like, the Black Panthers? Because it's not.
It's not.
I don't know what commercial you watched, but...
With David Attenborough.
Like, I don't know. That part got me of watching people online complain about big fight scenes at the end of these movies, and then going...
It's a
climax.
Yeah.
It's a climax in an action movie.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a climax in a comic book movie. It's not the climax in an Archie comic.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you watch that show, people die.
People die, apparently.
The climax on one of the episodes was Archie got buried alive. Show me where that happened in the comics. Thank you very much.
New alternate universe.
It is.
It's yeah.
Yeah. The creators have even talked about that Riverdale show where the CW's like, we need a new Pretty Little Liars. And they're like, but we want to do an Archie show. We know. Like,
here you go.
You have at her.
Adult Archie show.
Well, and it's not even adult Archie. I'd watch that over this. It's Pretty Little Liars with an Archie coat of paint.
Yeah.
Which is why these creators are now doing that Sabrina show, and it's like, oh no. And they're like, no. They're letting us do what we want this time.
Oh, are
we
they?
gave them what they wanted the first time.
So I was worried that they were going to go with the same kind of direction as Archie.
They're going darker, but they're basing it off of an actual comic book line where Sabrina is. It's a darker universe. It's actually in that universe. Betty and Veronica are witches.
Yeah,
and they're from the Riverdale Coven, and I'm like, yeah, I'd watch that show too. Like, my wife's just like, no. And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if the series crossed over and all of a sudden, like, they became witches? And she's like, no. And I'm like, fuck. It would spice this show up a lot.
And then you were told to get it.
And then I was told to go downstairs. So, yeah. I'm trying to watch my show. All right. Oh, shut up.
And then, I mean, post-credit stuff. I know someone that went and saw this movie a week ahead and said, don't even bother staying for it. There's no point to it.
What was it again? I can't remember.
UN. The first one was the UN, with them saying, well, what is these farm countries going to do to help
And
us?
I thought that was a big piece of that movie, was to show that Wakanda's coming out of the shadows.
And ready to be part of the world.
I think that's going to be a big part to play.
Well, probably, but...
Because like I said...
The person that said is not a comic book person.
Yeah.
So it's... But
like I say, you look at even the trailer for Infinity War, and Tony Stark's obviously, like, he's got like that suit that's pretty much coming out of, everybody's like, oh, it's like it's the extremist, it's coming out of his body, like he's finally done it, and I'm like, or Black Panther's just been like Tony, or not even Black
that would be
Panther,
a fun interaction.
But Shuri, it comes up like, oh, Tony, just like,
let me show
have this belt buckle, and he's like, what is it? Iron Man, and he's just like,
sweet.
Made out of vibranium so it doesn't break.
Well, but it's like, what did you, like, I've been working on this for, I've got a wristwatch that makes a hand appear, like that, and I thought that was really cool to see, as you go from, like, Tony Stark's like, thank gosh I have this repulsor cannon watch thingy, to Black Panther puts a necklace on, and the whole suit fits inside of it.
Whenever.
Yeah.
And then Ross pointed this out when we got out, or as we were leaving, but Black Panther says, like, as Shuri's showing him the new suits, he's like, well, I don't know why they're better than the one I made. Because he is smart.
Yeah.
They want to show that T'Challa's smart. So he's designed the suit he wore previously. And then you just get blown out of the water by his sister.
This movie was very feminine, strong.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of good, strong female characters,
which the movie got praised for.
Yeah. Well,
isn't
the
what's her name? The lady who is like the guardian of the king.
Yeah.
Doesn't she become a villain?
No, his girlfriend becomes the villain.
Oh.
The character that they made his girlfriend becomes a bad person. Yes, in the comics. They're not dating in the comics. But, like, the character that they named her after in the movie is, in the comics, she's been a villain of sorts.
Villain of some sort.
So it's like, and everybody's like, But again, the MCU is just like, we're good.
They could do it.
And they could. They could do something where she does.
Yeah.
And I honestly
kind of like Doctor Strange's, like, Mordo.
Mordo.
Something like that, or something along the lines of where he wants to do A, she wants to do B, and it's not even a fight between bad and good. It's back to Civil War, where you're supposed to be like, I agree with both sides. Can we all stop fighting and just come to some kind of agreement?
Group hug.
They could do that for another Black Panther movie if they wanted.
They could,
play that kind of game. But yeah, Civil War, or no, sorry, not Civil War. The end credit scene was the UN, where he had his I Am Iron Man scene.
Then White Wolf.
And then Bucky showing back up.
Possibly cured?
I assume that's the whole point to why he's out of the ice.
Yeah. Because he did say...
Because apparently there was a comic, apparently, with her working on his mental state.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Apparently they did.
Well, but they have the line where it's like, we brought in another white person to save herself. Like, another white guy. Another white boy to fix.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like that Bucky over this time period. Well, and everybody's
it's only a weekend.
Well, but we don't know how long that post-credit scene's been.
That's true.
Because
even her hairdo was a bit.
Her hair was different. His hair was way longer than his was at the end of Civil War. So that was the thing. And his beard had grown. Like, everybody's like, he's like the Winter Jesus now. This is
I like the name with
the White Wolf thing.
White Wolf, yeah.
Which apparently is another
It is
call to Black Panther comics.
Yeah.
Where he becomes, or he's the only white guy in Wakanda, and he's one of the defenders or something.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens to his arm, because I feel like the trailers. I feel like the trailers aren't showing, because you can see Bucky.
Yes.
But you don't get a good
you see
look.
Him carrying a gun though.
I know, that's what I mean. You don't get a good look at the arm.
Vibranium arm. That's not going to rip off.
Yeah. I want to see what they.
I want to see Cap's new shield too.
I feel like they're going to go energy with a lot of it.
Yeah.
This is a lot of energy based and.
Yeah. Man, he has one in the comics.
Mm-hmm. And then I think I haven't said it to you guys. I think the stone is in.
That is the popular theory.
Is in the.
There's a line in there somewhere that says the soul does not die. Da 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 da. And everybody's like, hop. And my only thing to that one is the vibranium, like the electricity coming off of it is not the right color to have that stone embedded in there.
But the flowers were purple. Maybe it's.
Well, maybe.
Maybe it's.
Maybe.
It's somehow coming through the flowers more than the mineral. I don't know.
That could make sense. I don't know. Like, that's my...
That's what my theory is.
Nope.
That's why,
it'd be cool. It'd be interesting.
Everybody's on that track with you, because a lot of people are, because it's like, well, why is Thanos going after Wakanda then? Or is Cap and team just like running all the way to the United States?
No, because there's their field stuff. So
come on, guys, let's go!
So now they can take down that shield, that camouflage, and show the world.
Yeah,
this is what Wakanda is.
Yeah.
Surprise!
You see a whole bunch of Thanos' minions chasing them too, right? Was that Thanos' minions?
No, I think that was Black Panther's people.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember.
I don't think they were running in that scene. I think they were charging forward.
Yes, charging forward, because it's a big four-armed villain minion. Yes.
Okay. I gotta watch that trailer again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go from. And that's we're now 60 days away.
Are we?
Yep.
2 months.
6 movies away now, or something like that. I'm on Dark World next week.
We're now 60 days away from Infinity War, which is insane to think about. Like,
and then Ant-Man and the Wasp come out.
Then Ant-Man and the Wasp come out.
And we looked at that too.
Captain Marvel comes out.
Captain Marvel.
And then the next Infinity War.
Yes.
And then we get
I wouldn't be
Spider-Man
surprised if they might
Guardians.
try and fix or put something maybe in between.
Whew. I don't know. Well, because Infinity War's done filming.
Yeah.
Like the
They
fourth
finished,
movie's,
yeah,
fourth movie's done. Or Gauntlet's done filming.
Whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be interesting to see what it is.
Yes, if you haven't seen Black Panther,
go see, and you shouldn't have listened to us talk.
Yes, that's true.
That was a mistake on your part. It says spoilers right there.
And we did give you fair warning at the beginning.
Yeah. Good fight scenes, good action scenes. Yeah. There was good levity mixed with the serious tones.
Mm-hmm.
Claw, and that's what I mean. Claw
was great.
Claw was just so much fun. Like that chase scene, and how excited he was. Even once he's caught, he was still being like...
Remind me of like the Joker.
Yeah, like he had that... He just doesn't care because he's like, whatever, things will turn out all right.
Yeah.
No.
Not so much.
Or
that could have been just a body double.
And you never know. They could have pulled that move.
Where he's alive still.
Yeah.
His arm was interesting.
Do the flashback, and it's like, no, don't shoot. Like, I got an idea. Yeah.
His arm was interesting.
Yeah, and his arm was fun.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
And I thought Martin Freeman's job, that was.
And I'm reading. Well, not reading. I'm reading the headlines of stuff.
Yeah.
That why is he even there? Why is he? What's the point of him in this movie?
Well, because he's going to be the representative for Wakanda.
Yeah.
We know this as comic book people.
Yeah, his character has a bigger role in the comics.
Not huge.
No,
huge,
but bigger than yes.
But just being there.
And I think it provided a nice tie-in to what we saw with Civil War, and
connects it to.
That's what connects it back to the CIA and that kind of stuff, and
government,
like that thing. Like it just connects it to all the other MCU stuff. Like that was their subtle way of connecting stuff. And I mean, Black Panther does. It's like, I know someone. Like, oh man, like what are you doing?
Even when the casino scene is.
That's what I mean. Like,
hey.
Yeah. Like, it just connects well enough, and then I feel like, and people are like, so he was a fighter pilot and retired? Because they said it. He's a retired fighter pilot. Well, so is Ms. Marvel is.
So he would know her?
Carol Danvers herself was a fighter pilot. So everybody's like, well, with the Captain Marvel movie coming out, like...
You're going to have a younger him
Are you going to have a younger Martin Freeman, like, flying a plane? And, like, he loses her, and he kind of goes into this, like, you know, like, that's where we get a little bit of story from him. And everybody's like, see, you can just connect through Martin Freeman. Tolkien white guys. Shazam. So, yeah, no, good film. Good action. Good effects. Good tech.
I love that it was very much about African culture.
Yes.
Not just
not
the African American culture, but like African.
You got both sides of that though, which was kind of funky.
Yeah.
Like I thought, you know, Gangland, California, and all of a sudden they're bowing in front of, you know, T'Chaka.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah. Like there's still like respect.
And even the uncle is supposed to be a villain in that.
Yes.
Comics.
I think.
New job.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be an actual comic.
I think
supposed
so.
to be a villain there too. So technically they killed
3 villains in one movie. Well, and he's a good actor too, the guy.
Yeah.
They had stellar actors in this entire flick. Yeah. People complained about the first fight scene in the waterfall fight scene.
The first one?
I like the waterfall.
With what's his name, with Manape. They're like, it was boring. Why do we have that? What was the point of that?
To show that how dominant he is.
One, to show Manape and that tribe still existing and how they feel about everything. And 2, to show that ritual.
Yes.
Because if not, you would just be very confused.
Right.
I did like how the kind of henchmen were taking... Every time
they had to shrink
took a shot...
I was thinking I was going to be like, Battlefield.
Yeah.
Or Battle Royale.
And I feel like, because then they didn't do that in the second fight, and I'm like, okay. And I think it's because the Man-Apes guys came up and, like, did it first, and then...
I think that was a ritual, but they had people around. Killmonger even said, I don't need other people around.
Yeah,
I just need him.
Yeah.
So he didn't need the other.
He did say it.
Yeah.
And plus he had no henchmen.
I know.
Yeah.
So it'd be just... bunch of women with spears just closing in on him.
Yeah.
Give him a little jab. Poke him a little. Poke him a little. Poke him a little. Just keep poking him a little. Poking him a little. And I think that helped, like, you see Black Panther come back from that fight in the first one over an adversary that's clearly, you know, stronger than him. And
was he though?
I think Manape's stronger than him. I think T'Challa has a better mind for the fight.
Definitely more agile.
Whereas you get Killmonger, who has strength, the better body and the better mind, because that's what he spent his entire life doing, is killing. He's a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you even look at the second fight they had, they matched.
Yes. But all of a sudden, that's because Black Panther knows how to handle the Black Panther power and not...
Yeah.
Like, Killmonger's got the suit, but doesn't know how to figure out the whole...
Yeah. And the whole vibranium, like, it can be deactivated by the train system. And
yeah. Like, T'Challa had the upper hand on that one because he knows what the flower does and he knows what the suit does, whereas Killmonger still was getting used to it all. That whole process. I think that's where that comes in.
Yeah. I did wish there was some sort of more development in... Like T'Challa would like find a weakness in him that he could strengthen, or he like found a weakness in his opponent more. Like there was more of a comeback and like.
Oh yeah, no, it was legitimately just like.
It was really just a rematch.
Yeah.
With suits now.
Yeah.
So.
It's fun.
Yeah. Which is
But now we have 2 Black Panthers. If Killmonger gets resurrected.
Well, we know there's another suit out there for sure.
Yeah.
2 Black Panthers.
Well, did she make 3 suits?
No, the one was the original.
One was the original. Oh, I see.
Where you had to take off the hat.
You actually had to take off the suit. Kind of lame wad does that. Comes out of a necklace.
And the sneakers.
Oh yeah.
Ha crafted them out, yeah. I crafted them after an American film was the other good part.
Yep.
It's like
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future shoes. I called them sneakers.
It was Dad's favorite movie.
She was so good.
She was.
And everybody's just like, so Shuri and Peter Parker are going to have scenes together, right? Like, this has to be a thing. Like, the 2 young science people have to have a scene.
I do like her in that first travel
fight.
Oh, yeah.
We just get this over with. Come on. Let's just do it.
But that's what I mean.
I
Like,
loved her character.
I feel like if she meets Tony Stark, it's just going to be like, he's going to be like, well, who the hell do you think you are? And she's going to, like, put something on him. And, you know, like, it's just going to mess up royally for Tony Stark. He's going to be like,
what is this?
How did I not know about you?
Because they're all hidden.
Well, and that's the best part is it's like, you know, Tony Stark's just like, you know, he's tracked down Peter Parker. He clearly knows, like, what's going on around the world, and he's looking at this one.
Except Wakanda.
Who has out-surpassed him in every way, shape, or form, and is just like...
I do like the sibling thing, too.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
Both of them right off the bat when they first see each other. So he froze.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he froze. Well, you got that lightness from her, too.
She flips him off. Flips him off, and then even she's teaching him about the suit with your pulse. Yeah. Do it again.
Not so hard! Why did you kick my suit like that? You told me to.
Why are you taping this?
Yeah.
For research purposes. Yeah. I loved her character.
Yeah, she was good, and that that was the other meme that took over the internet. Was like my new favorite Disney princess. Essentially, is and you're just like,
so true, so true.
Well, and
she's a pretty badass fighter too.
Well, and that was the other piece. She comes up at the end and it's like,
and they're actually holding him off for a bit.
I know. And I'm like, damn girl, like that's what I mean. Like if she meets Tony Stark or Peter Parker, it's gonna be a fun scene. Yeah. Like she has to meet another inventor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even Hulk.
But yeah, but more of the inventor piece because, like, you know, Tony's got the repulsors and she's like, "That's cute." Like,
I can make that better.
Hold on, give me that for a second. And Tony's just like,
or she just takes his whole suit, throws it like in a dumpster kind of thing.
10 years I've been working on these, and she's just like, "Here, take this keychain."
Yeah. Everything will be better.
Everything else, just take this.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Well, and I just keep thinking, I'm like, oh man, and like Disney's got they've already got the Animal Kingdom stuff in Disney World, like that's just already built for
Black Panther.
It's already built for like Black. They've got an Africa piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wakanda was just hidden the whole time.
Honestly, like they could pull off like a weird backdrop, and they're like, "Yep," and then a meet and greet with, because you could literally do a meet and greet with Shuri, and people would go nuts.
Yeah, I would. I'd be like,
"Oh my god, yeah!" Like, yeah! And none of the heroes actually look like that, like, you know, the people. No. So you could just be, it's like, yeah, Shuri, and it's like, oh yeah, totally Shuri. Like, hey, as long as she's got like something represent, like even if she's got one of the mitts, you're just like, yeah. Let us pose. I'll Iron Man, you do Shuri, it'll be cool, right?
Or Spider-Man.
So.
Or apparently Batman.
That's all the DC superheroes, right? They all do this. Green Lantern does this. Superman does this.
Wonder Woman does it with a sword.
Still this.
Yes.
See?
Martian Manhunter does it like that. Yeah. Well, sometimes he just flies.
You can't fly like that. How do you steer?
Vision does it too.
Everybody knows you steer like this.
Vision does it too.
Your invisible steering wheel.
Your steering wheels are headed.
Well, I always felt like that Superman flies, so he can do this, and that'll slowly.
He's pretending he's a car.
Hey! Because why doesn't Superman just fly like this?
That's a good question.
He can.
He can.
He does.
I guess.
Maybe it's like
It doesn't look as good.
Or he's cutting into the air.
Yeah.
Or maybe
any birds that come flying, he just punches them.
That's what it is. He doesn't want birds in his face.
Automatic punch.
Yeah. You see these seagulls just go poof, poof.
That's what I mean.
Superman's coming.
Yeah. No, this is a good move for Disney. And like Will Smith everybody's putting videos out or like commenting on Twitter and all that stuff. And Tom Holland was like, you know, way to break records, dude. Like this is so awesome. So glad to like what a great film. You guys crushed it.
I'm so happy to be part of this universe.
Well, no, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, Chadwick Boseman tweets him back, and he's like, "We fight together," and like, you know, and I'm like, yeah. Like, it's like we saved the world together in like 2 months, and I'm like, yes, you do.
It's
2 months.
I had to check my marathon. See if I'm still
Make sure
you're on pace. It?
Well, I'm supposed to be ending the week of.
Right, but that's where like
I'm Dark World.
Like that's where I'm sitting there. Like even the MCU people are starting to get super excited about this giant.
Because it's 10 years in the making.
This 10-year in the making, well-deserved team-up movie.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing. And again, we were talking about you know, where DC's going now that they've canceled Batgirl. And obviously, all these people are involved.
In the right direction, that's where.
And trying to go in the right direction, and it's like you sit there going, again, people blame Marvel for being boring and doing the same thing over and over again. And yet, at the beginning of this movie, we got the basic, like, this is where the Black Panthers come from. And I'm like, I didn't need this. I saw Civil War. And then...
they never really explained it.
They did a little bit, enough of it. But they gave you the overgeneralized, like, here's a fancy way of telling the Black Panther story and about the tribes and all of this stuff and why Wakanda is Wakanda. And you're
I like that little opening scene.
And it's pretty and it's good. But again, they do it a lot, and you're like, all right, whatever. Yeah, you did it.
You tell an origin story. You kind of have to.
And you do.
And that was doing it without being an origin story.
Yeah. And then it's, you know, T'Challa, 1 week later, into the movie. Here we go. Let's have ourselves a movie that's sort of an origin flick because we do have to make T'Challa king. How is he going to be king? You know, I got some good Lion King vibes off of, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You know, one day you will rule this land, my son. And you're like, It's like, I'm not ready, father. And it's like, oh, you're ready. Like, it fails. And you're like, oh, man. Why can't someone just lift T'Challa up? And why is, oh, man, what's his name? Forrest Whitaker not, like, lifting T'Challa above the waterfall sort of thing. And some Elton John comes in to sing.
That's out later this year, too, isn't it?
Yes.
Lion King? I think Aladdin comes out
first.
And that's still in 2019.
No, Aladdin's...
There's one coming out this year.
One's this year.
Oh.
Aladdin's almost done.
I know they finished filming, but they have to do all the editing.
Then Aladdin's this year.
Oh, okay.
Editing won't take long.
It won't take too long.
They have to change all those white people to not white people.
Editing and then reshoots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To replace all those white people. They got in trouble.
They did?
Oh, well, they found as many... like Indian actors as they could as extras, and they couldn't fill up the streets of Agrabah, so they started painting white people's faces to match.
Couldn't they just use like CGI to?
That costs
more
extras
money.
are cheap.
Yeah.
But that was the thing that like people are like, why are you using white extras? And they're like, no one else was coming. We put out a call.
I think they would have like. There's so many Bollywood actors like. If you watch a Bollywood movie,
that's the piece.
Yeah, they don't want to be.
Extras.
They can't be paid
extras.
as extras.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the So I think we get Aladdin next. I'm not sure though. Either way, Black Panther, good movie. Go see it if you haven't already. But based on the sales numbers, everybody's seen it. So go see it again.
Yeah, let's go see it again. Well, my brother might want to go see it. So
that's what I don't know what to do at this point. Go see it again because I'm pretty sure everybody has seen this movie.
Yeah, not as much humor as Thor Ragnarok.
That's okay.
And I think
that's
why,
like I said, the sibling thing seemed to.
Yeah. The sibling thing was nice. Like I said, there was that nice mix of it and someone did. They're like, it's back to that Iron Man 1 sense.
Yeah.
There's serious moments where that have to be serious.
Yeah.
And there's those moments where we can have some levity and
even the wig thing.
Sure.
When they're walking into the casino.
Oh yeah. But like my wife, pretty much her favorite movie was Thor Ragnarok because of the humor. Sure. I think she was bored of all like the superhero kind of stories, but
yeah. So, but yeah, no, this is now what the 5th or 4th highest grossing film.
Yeah.
All time.
For weekend opening,
4
like
days.
biggest opening 4-day weekend opening after Star Wars, and something else Disney owns.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Disney.
The monolith that comes to attack us all, and I love it. It's a giant castle just floating in the sky.
They should just do that.
Take me to your lead.
They should just do that.
Someone actually pointed out that if Asgard, because it's upside down or whatever, if you turn it right side up, it looks like the Disney castle.
Really?
Asgard's dead.
Well, okay, when it existed.
It's not spoiler. It's been out for a while.
Yep, that one's I
don't have to spoil that.
No. Asgard's not dead. Asgard is its people.
Yeah.
Okay, their kingdom.
Clearly, clearly someone was not watching the film.
Their kingdom is gone. And soon their whole people will be dead. With only Thor left.
Well, no, that
oh,
way.
I thought you said upside down.
Well, no, it's because the reflection of it, and then.
Oh, I see. I was like,
I knew that was gonna happen. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Yes. You can find more of our stuff at barrelrollnews.com. Yes. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, 11 o'clock Mountain Time for the next newscast.
Yep.
We'll be streaming online at some point this week for other games we were playing. And other than that, thanks for joining us. And have a good week.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.